Hi. So this is going to be super short and sweet, but I have been dealing with this for, well, honestly, this has been something that I have had to deal with more in the last 2 years than I ever realized. And oh, I'm going to take this. They have such a bad glare. I think I probably have let a lot of this go in the past. And because I had to be focused on it, I'm just learning so much. So, what I want to know is, do you review your oh gosh, what are they called? EOBs, your evidence of benefits, when you process a healthcare claim? Like, do you ever check those? Do you ever look at those? Okay. Why am I coming on to talk about something so random? Well, so first of all, when I was going through the issue that I was having with my arm, um, when I say don't give up or give in, like, there were many times where I reached a point with a provider and they just said to me, I don't know what else to do for you. I don't know what else to offer. We've kind of exhausted all options. And that's a very difficult thing to hear as a patient. And also, it can be really disheartening and hopeless. Like, it could lead to hopelessness, right? Like, it could. Um, But knowing that there is always another option, there is always someone else to go to, there's always someone else, and it's a matter of seeking that out. That's what kept me going, right? And yes, my knowledge in the healthcare industry definitely helped. Okay, I usually do not drink afternoon coffee, but I don't know what it is today. We drove out to the farmstead, and I'm like I was like I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna fall asleep. And I was like, I kept opening the window. Anyone else do that? Open the window, stick your fingers out. Yeah, that was me. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was real awake this morning. I got up early, all of it. So anyway, I digress. Squirrel. Um, so that was kind of where all this started. Then I was taking my kids for specialty care for their mouths. And it was a unique situation in which it was a provider that I actually had to personally submit all of the insurance forms. Anyone else ever have to do that? This was my first experience with this. So I had to personally submit all of them. And then I had to wait to see, like, I paid ahead of time. So I paid at the office, I submitted it, and then I had to wait on the reimbursement. We had to go this whole process of getting what's called a PPO waiver in order to, like, get approved to see this person and to make sure that it was in network, right? So that was a whole process in and of itself. Well, then there were times where my son and my daughter were getting the exact same treatment, exact same thing. And one of them would come back with, 60% approved, and one would come back with denied. And I was like, so then I'd have to go in and I'd have to call, and the person would be like, well, this is dental care. I said, actually, it's medical care through a dentist, and just this whole thing. And it was all on file. But depending on who I talked to, I mean, guys, there were times that depending on who I talked to, the reimbursement changed for the exact same codes, exact same procedure, exact same diagnoses, but the reimbursement would be different based on which advocate I talked to that day. And there were some that I had to go back, and months later, I was following up every month, checking on the status of it. And it just was, it took a lot of time. It was very time consuming. But in the end, it ended up being extremely worth it from a financial point. What I'm trying to do is I was going to pull it up because I was going to tell you guys how much I got back in reimbursement by sticking with this. So then I just recently had, we're again trying to get established with a new specialist, and knowing I had gone through this process, right? And I knew that the amount you submit to insurance at one bundle makes a difference on how much you get reimbursed as well. If you submit a really big amount, they actually end up decreasing your reimbursement, and sometimes by as much as 40%. But if you can break apart that claim into separate visits and submit it individually, you can increase, I'm not kidding, it is a difference of 14% reimbursement to 54% reimbursement, based on how much you submit at one time. It's insane what I had learned through this. So we ended up, let me see, amount paid. So I ended up recouping, okay, almost $7,400 in 2020 by continuing to be on top of these claims. I mean, that's not a small chunk of change, right? So I just it was just something. I know it's such a weird topic. Like, I don't know, but if this can help anyone, if you have ever gone through a difficulty with insurance and claims and having to talk to someone and all that, like, I hope that maybe this speaks to somebody. Like, and if you ever need help with like who to call, how to call, what to do, like how often do you follow up, all that, like I literally created a spreadsheet, you guys. Like, I have a spreadsheet of every claim, the claim number, the dates I called, the communication I had, like all of it. Okay. And it's what kept, otherwise I would have lost. It would have all gotten lost and there was no way I would have followed up on it. But the other thing I want to throw out there too is um, just if you're struggling with health insurance in general, one thing that I had never really been educated on or knew were there are Christian, basically like Christian group plans for health insurance, and they're really great. Something we're researching more because we've always just done traditional health insurance because we get it through my husband's company, and that's just what we've done, and that's just how it's been. But just kind of starting to research some alternatives because of all the work that we have done through the insurance in the last couple of years and just what that has taken and the toll, and just, is there something better out there, right? Like, is there something better out there? So um that's all. Totally random topic, but hopefully it helps somebody. And if you ever have questions or um anything like that, let me know. And I hope you're all having a great week so far.